So if you've ever viewed my channel, you've probably noticed that most of my videos are either gaming bullshit or tutorials on how to do certain things that I make. Well, today I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to be a colossal fuck up in life. So lately things have just not been going well for me, and you could argue that I am in the lowest point of my life right now. Things just aren't going well, and I don't really have an outlet for what I'm feeling other than just making this video and posting it, just seeing if people can maybe relate to me. I realize my channel is not big by any means. I think I have like less than 600 subscribers, and I'm very grateful for that. It does mean a lot to me that I even have that many. But yeah, I'm not expecting a whole lot of people to see this video, and I don't know what I really will gain from it. I just need some sort of outlet for what's going on in my life, and I just need to express it in some sort of form. So anyway, over the last few months, my health has been deteriorating, unfortunately. I am in general a pretty healthy person, but I have unfortunately developed very severe psoriasis, to the point where it is covering most of my body. And that has been very, very debilitating for me lately. And to go along with this, over the last few months, I have also been fired from my job, and I also lost my girlfriend, of which I was dating her for about 5 years. So that this kind of has all come at once. It just seemed like it was one thing after another. So literally within the span of a few months, I lose my job, I lose my relationship, and basically I lose my self-esteem and everything else because of my skin getting so out of control. It has been so extremely hard to deal with, and everything just seems like it's going against me. I'm extremely unhappy with myself, with where I'm at in my life. I am now 31 years old. I live at home with my folks, and I am currently unemployed. I do not have a relationship, and I have absolutely nothing going for me right now in life, and I feel like a total piece of shit. I feel like the biggest fucking loser you could ever imagine. And it's just been unbelievable to deal with. In regards to my job, I left my old job to pursue a career in IT, which is something that I did want to do for quite a while, and I actually had the opportunity come up to do it. So I took it. And within a few months of taking that job, I was let go because they just said that I wasn't working out. And unfortunately, the people there were actually failing to provide me training when I asked for it. Two of the higher ups in the company said that I needed more training. I welcomed it and said, okay, let's do it. They said, okay, we'll get you set up with some courses and stuff like that, and like a virtual sandbox for messing around with stuff. I said, okay, that sounds good. So time passes, and I ask about it. I ask about getting the training, and I was told that it was not on their priority list for me to do the training. They literally did not give a fuck. This happened twice, and so I was just like, okay, I guess I'll go fuck myself and just not worry about doing this then. I guess I'll just continue to wing things until I eventually learn from somebody, because apparently no one wanted to actually, give me training or courses on how to do certain things. And then literally one day, I'm about 2 hours into my shift, and I was in the middle of talking to one of the other employees about how to do something, and I get pulled to the side by the owner of the company and the VP, and they sit me down. They say, yep, it's not working out. We're going to have to let you go. It's the first time I've ever been fired from a job in my life. So that came as a shock, and I actually do consider it a bit of a blessing right now, because two of the people that I work with there, it was a very small company, by the way. It was only a few people, like literally 7 people, including myself. So very small commercial IT company. So anyway, yeah, 2 of the people there that actually had a big role in the company and the decision making were total fucking pricks, and I could not stand working with them. It was truly unbelievable how passive aggressive they were and how they treated me. I could not believe it, but I felt like I was really stuck because if I went to the owner of the company and told him about what was going on, I was worrying that that would make me look like the bad guy because the new guy's coming in and now all of a sudden there's problems. Like, okay, he must be the source of the problem. It must be him that's causing this. And then I'm also thinking, okay, I can tell him this and he'll do something about it, but the two people that I have a problem with are obviously going to know. It's a small fucking company. They're going to know that I complained, and then I'm worrying about having, like, a rebellion against me and retaliation, and then being treated even more like shit. So it was kind of a lose-lose for me. And so when I got fired is when I let everything out and told the owner, the president of the company, I'm like, I'm kind of glad this happened because I don't know how much longer I could have worked here because of these two people. They're just total assholes, and it's really unfortunate that it came to this, but I felt like now is the time to let you know since you guys decided to let me go anyway. There's no consequences to it. And so that's what happened there. So yeah, I lost my job there, and I went out searching right away. I actually filed for unemployment, and I was living off that while also searching for jobs. And while searching for jobs, I wouldn't really get any sort of offers at all. It was crazy. I would put in a bunch of applications and just wouldn't hear anything back. And so it's just been a struggle trying to apply for jobs and actually, get one. But the thing is, during this time as well, so this happens, my relationship deteriorated and eventually led to a breakup. And I do put a lot of the blame on myself. My anxiety has just been out of control for the longest time, and I just didn't really know how to function. And my main outlet for controlling the anxiety was kind of my girlfriend at the time, and she took a huge, it was such a burden for her to always kind of be my rock and everything and listen to all my fucking problems, because my health anxiety is really bad, and I always fear for my health. And whenever something would come up, I'd immediately go to her because she was the only one that I knew to go to. She was the only one that I thought could comfort me. And I understandably, it became just so much. And then eventually, things just deteriorated to the point where we weren't really seeing each other anymore. And eventually it led to a breakup. And it was really unfortunate, and I feel bad. They've moved on, and I'm moving on too. It is what it is at this point. I am forever grateful for the time that I did get to spend with her. It was truly a blessing, and I will always appreciate it. But yeah, so that happened literally soon after I lost my job, and then along with that was my psoriasis. My psoriasis was already severe going into last year. March of 2024, I was seeing a dermatologist for it, and I was given a steroid injection to see if it helped. It didn't help, and I just was like, okay, I guess we'll just see how it goes, because it wasn't really affecting me that much physically. And I'm a fucking idiot for not addressing it more aggressively sooner, because over time it has just spread and spread and spread and spread. And now it has gotten so bad to where it covers most of my body. And despite this, getting treatment for it has been it's been unbelievably hard. I would fight and fight and fight. I fought for 4 months to finally be seen by a dermatologist for it, despite, I would say, roughly 80% of my body being covered in just fucking red rash and just scale and shit. It's been just so dystopian. It just truly incredible. And I would fight and fight and fight. I'd go to urgent care often, have them look at my skin, have them take pictures. I would have dermatology nurses take pictures, and I would plead to get me in as soon as possible to be seen by a dermatologist because I need treatment. I need the best treatment right now. This is getting so bad. And despite all of these efforts, nothing happened. They just told me to keep my appointment. So I was fighting since February of this year. Finally had my appointment mid-July. But in between that time, with all of that shit, I even participated in a board meeting with doctors, told them what was going on. They saw my case, they saw the pictures, and the moderator told me, "Thank you for participating in the discussion. We'll have an answer for you by the end of the week." It was a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday morning. They said they'd have an answer for me by Friday. Within a half hour of that call ending that I was in, they sent me a letter saying that I was denied for outside coverage for any sort of dermatologist outside of the clinic that I'm going through, which was just totally fucked because given the severity of my condition and just the lengthy wait time, it seemed absolutely outrageous that I was literally just told to wait until my appointment, despite suffering every single day with this condition and like literally suffering. It has hindered my ability to function quite a bit. I will say physically, I have been able to function for the most part, but the discomfort that I have been experiencing with this has been unbelievable. I have to literally slather heavy moisturizer on my entire body numerous times a day, just so I'm not sitting there walking around in agony and just pure discomfort from the skin being so dry and cracking and stuff like that. I have to take I haven't taken an actual like shower in months due to this. I have to take baths with Kaleido oatmeal, and sometimes will rinse my body off with body wash and all of that to stay clean and all that. But otherwise, it'll just be soaking in the bathtub with Kaleido oatmeal every single night to make my skin more moisturized and actually feel semi-normal. But even with this, it always itches. It's always irritating. It's unbearable. So I was forced to wait until this mid-July for my appointment, which has been just truly fucking ridiculous. And I will add, throughout this whole time, the clinic that I go through only has 2 dermatologists. One is a part-time dermatologist. The other is a full-time dermatologist. And both of them are out of office quite frequently. That also adds to the frustration that I was not allowed to be seen outside of my clinic, despite both the only 2 dermatologists for the entirety of this clinic not being available. They still told me to wait for my appointment. They did not want to give me any sort of further help with this, which is truly fucking ridiculous in my opinion. I actually cannot believe it. It has been just so dystopian trying to get help with this condition and just being shoved to the side and saying, yeah, you can wait. It's not a big deal. You can literally wait. Since you're not dying right now, you can wait. I just can't believe it. I was working with a dermatologist in February. He unfortunately left the clinic. He was the 3rd dermatologist. And ever since he left, I had no one else to go to. I couldn't send a MyChart message to anyone else there. It was insane. So, and for treatment, they wanted me to get started on UV phototherapy for the treatment. I went in, did 11 sessions of UV phototherapy, and then ultimately decided to stop. The reason I stopped is because I was actually having an adverse reaction called polymorphous light eruption, which is basically like an allergic reaction to sunlight or just, the UV light in general. That is why I said I didn't want to continue it anymore, because it was making my clear skin break out into a rash, and it was affecting the skin that had psoriasis on it. It would make the psoriasis skin feel like it was on fucking fire, and it would itch like a motherfucker. It was the worst itching I've ever had in my life. I told him I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm canceling all my appointments because of this reason. It was just unbearable. And that dermatologist said, yeah, that makes sense, to stop doing it. So I did, and wanted to move on to something else. He unfortunately left, and because there wasn't an actual medical professional that formally diagnosed me with having that condition, with having an adverse reaction to the UV phototherapy. They told me that I still have to proceed with it and, quote unquote, fail it, despite me telling numerous people that I was having this reaction. Regardless of that, they tell me, nope, you still have to do it because we do not have an actual clinical diagnosis of you having this reaction to it. Just more unfucking believable shit. And this is also just a big fuck you to the healthcare system and health insurance. It's so fucked. Health insurance is the biggest fucking scam in the world. My favorite YouTuber, Penguin Z0, has covered this a few times too, and that's kind of my experience with the healthcare system and stuff. Trying to sum it up as quick as I can. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So I did have my appointment with the dermatologist, and he said, so usually with a condition this severe, with psoriasis this severe, they would give you a biologic treatment. Usually people this severe would get right on that. But no, health insurance is determining my well-being, and they want to put me on methotrexate, which is basically a chemotherapy drug, and have me take that and basically just see how fucking toxic it can be and how much it fucks me up before I can get on a biologic medication. I am scared for my life to take this medication, even at a low dose, because I have a sensitive stomach. I worry about throwing up and all this shit and getting nauseous. I hate getting nauseous. It's one of my biggest fears. It is absolutely traumatizing for me. Despite all of this, I have to take it and fail it in order to move on to biologics. But who knows how long I have to take this, and if it doesn't work whatsoever, there goes another 2 to 3 months of my time, and there'll be another 2 to 3 months of my psoriasis spreading out of control. And before I know it, I might actually be hospitalized and die from this. I am truly, truly fearful that I will die from this condition because of how bad it's gotten. And I am just at a total loss right now on what to do. I am most likely going to have to bite the bullet and take the methotrexate and see, because they literally tell me that we will not move you to a biologic systemic medication unless you take this. Insurance will not do it. I guarantee you. That's what the dermatologist said. He said they absolutely will not give you a biologic medication. And the only reason they want to do that is literally because of cost. I've done a lot of research into both of these medications. I probably shouldn't have because it just made me more fearful of methotrexate. But it is what it is. So I've seen that biologics are a lot more targeted for the immune system and actually are supposed to be a lot more well-tolerated and more effective than methotrexate. Whereas everything that I've seen with methotrexate is just kind of a horror show. It seems like people lose their fucking hair, they get mouth ulcers and all sorts of shit, and it just seems like it's a fucking disaster to even consider trying this medication. But I am being forced to take it anyway, and I am most likely going to have to try it and see what it does. I have no faith, I have no hope that this medication will do anything for me, and I am scared shitless to see what happens, and I'm also scared shitless of just my condition in general. So I am in a very, very, very bad place right now in regards to both of those things. And I just don't know how to really take it and tolerate it. It's just been so crazy. So I really don't think I'm ever going to have clear skin again, and I'm worried that this condition is going to kill me. And no one has ever shown any sort of concern for my well-being. It sucks. It sucks not having anyone to go to and kind of talk about this stuff with. And I do have a therapist that I do see every now and then, and even talking to him, it hasn't really helped out a whole lot. And there's not a whole lot that he can really, do for me, unfortunately. It's really sad. And with all this going on, just over the last, few months, I've considered, unfortunately, for lack of a better word, or to keep it more PG, unaliving myself. And those thoughts have been very strong. Some of you, I don't know if you've stuck around, I've actually been streaming the new college football game. And part of the reason I've been starting streaming that is because it just kind of takes me away from all the shit that I've been dealing with. And even though I stream and I'm not actually, streaming to an audience, no one watches my shit, and I don't ever think it'll happen. I guess just talking like I am streaming to an audience makes me kind of forget about everything. That sounds really fucking pathetic and just ridiculous, I guess, but it's been one of the only things that has actually sort of helped with everything. But yeah, I just feel like a total fuck up at where I'm at in life, losing my job, losing my relationship, losing my self-esteem, losing my skin, and just feeling like a total outcast. I don't want people to see me in public. I hate the way I look. I really feel like I'm an ugly fuck. I just hate everything, and I'm really hating my life right now at 31 years old, living at home and just having no future. I don't see any sort of positive that'll ever come of this. I don't think I will ever be a success story, as much as I would love it to happen. Those odds are just so astronomically small. I really just don't see anything good happening to me at all. And I just can't believe that I've been this much of a failure up to this point in my life. I realize I had so much potential in the past and never actually, saw it through. I just kind of procrastinated and wasted all of my good years. Well, my 20s, I'll say, with dead-end bullshit fucking jobs that I absolutely hated because I was too afraid of what people would think of me if I actually wanted to pursue my passions. And one of my passions was actually making YouTube videos and making the tutorials that I do, because when it comes to tutorial videos, at least for me, I like shit that's right to the point, and I like stuff that is engaging. So for me, whenever I make a tutorial, I want it to be very quick and to the point, because no one wants to sit through fucking 20 minutes of bullshit. So I try and make it quick and to the point, but I like to add a little bit of humor to it to keep people engaged and watching, and I like to make people laugh. I've always loved making people laugh. It makes me feel good, and it gives me like a sense of purpose, I guess. It is what I do really, really enjoy it, like doing that and fantasy football stuff. I've always wanted to be involved in fantasy football in some way, and I'll never be able to make a career of it, and I'll never be able to make a career out of like YouTube or anything like that, but those things do bring me a lot of joy, and they are a couple of my biggest passions. And I just want to stream for an audience and stuff like that and just interact with people. My goal has never been to be famous or well known or anything like that. There's a few reasons why I will never show my face on my channel, and it's because one, I feel like I'm ugly as shit and I don't want people seeing how ugly I am. Two, my psoriasis, I don't want people seeing that, because obviously it's fucking gross and disgusting, and it does affect most of my body. I don't want people seeing that. And then three, I just don't want people knowing what I look like. There are so many psychotic fucks out there that people that will try and dox you, find where you live, and SWAT you and all that sort of shit. It's fucking insane. People are just absolute lunatics out there. So I just don't want my face to be out there. I don't want to be known by anyone. Like I said, I don't want fame. I don't want to be well known. I don't want people to fucking run up to me and ask for a goddamn autograph and sign their asshole or something. I don't want any of that. At this point, I just want a normal life, and it just seems like that's something that I won't ever have, and I won't ever be able to have like my dream job and do what I love every day. I'm just going to be forced to, be the typical cog in the machine and deal with all the bullshit that a lot of people deal with, and just be a total fucking depressed loser for my entire life, and I don't know what to really think of it. It's just been so hard lately, and I just don't know how to take it. I'm sorry, I am rambling all over the place here, but yeah, it's been really fucking tough, and this has really been the only outlet that I have to kind of express myself and what's going on. and it's yeah, because I don't know what else to do. I feel like my life is basically over. I feel like I have no purpose, no meaning. I just feel like I'm a fucking burden to everyone that I come in contact with. I'm just absolutely miserable. I did not expect to ever make something like this on this channel. Um, I've always wanted to keep it with like gaming tutorials, stuff like that. My channel's all over the fucking place, man. I've talked about my anxiety in the past on here, and I have random ass shit on here. Um, I don't know what I'm really doing with it. I didn't want to bother making a new channel for stuff. Uh, yeah, but I just thought to myself, like, this is the only outlet that I have for this sort of thing. I cannot talk to anyone else about it because it just doesn't help, or I seem to be like degraded and shit and just being like, just move on, just deal with it type of shit. It's unbelievable to me. But yeah, and I've had anxiety since right after high school. That's when everything kind of hit the fan there with anxiety. Um, whenever I got behind the wheel of a car, I would sort of freak out, especially with other people. And even to this day, I'll have issues driving with other people because I worry that I'm going to get them into an accident and seriously injure them, because I'll have a panic attack behind the wheel for legitimately no reason. Or if there's a car right behind me on my fucking ass, I'll freak out, and sometimes I've actually hit the brakes and forced the person behind me to hit the brakes because I have a sudden panic attack for no reason whatsoever. And then my anxiety has just progressed and progressed and progressed, and it's turned into health anxiety. I limit what I do. Everything has just hindered me. My anxiety has been shit. My skin has been shit. Just everything in life has been so shit, and there has not been really anything. There hasn't been anything positive at all, especially lately. And I just wanted to express all this, and I just want to say, like, man, for anyone else out there dealing with something similar, or feeling really shitty, just this video here is to show that you are not alone. You really aren't alone. I try in my videos to show like I'm this sarcastic fuck who makes just these shitty tutorials and tries to be funny and all that, and in reality I've been very miserable, and I just had to express it in some way. It's not really I feel like I didn't really word this whole video well. I don't ever script my shit, and I probably never will. I probably should, though, just for the sake of it being more organized and actually sounding better. But you know what? It is what it is. But yeah, that's been what's going on lately, and I just really feel like a total piece of shit, and I'm hoping that something good happens to me here in the near future, because I truly need a miracle, and I am praying every day for a miracle to happen, and I pray that hopefully I can one day be one of those success stories. I know the likelihood of that is small, but I do pray that something will inevitably change for the better. It's a very, very, very small glimmer of hope that I hang on to for dear life. But yeah, I am very sorry for the lengthy rant, the lengthy video. If whoever watched this and actually listened to it till the end, you're amazing, and I appreciate you, and thank you very much, because it does mean a lot to me. Even if there's a singular person that comments on the video, watches it, whatever, I truly, truly appreciate it. Every now and then I'll get comments and stuff on my older videos, older tutorials, and people will say, "Oh, thank you, this was really helpful," and that shit means so much to me, man. It makes me feel so good, just to know that I could help someone out, and it's a big positive for me. It definitely helps. So yeah, if whoever watches this video, I truly appreciate it, and if you want to leave a comment, tell me what you're going through, or any like words of encouragement, I would truly, truly appreciate it. But But yeah, I don't even know if I truly went over everything that I wanted to. I tried to kind of go through my head and make sure I went over everything I wanted to, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's really about it for me. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.